Hi guys. So recently I've heard of this topic or this term called Arrival Fallacy. And basically Arrival Fallacy states that as humans we tend to covet something or want something, be it a particular destination, position, obtaining a particular object or product. And once we obtain this project or obtain this product or reach this destination or reach this place that we want or we think is the ideal place for us, we get strangely disappointed by it, or it's not as comforting or as joyful or as happy as it may seem, and we tend to get more sad afterwards because it's not what we wanted, and this goal that we have set for ourselves is so unrealistic that in the end when we fall short of it, we realize that all that we've been living for is just this goal and there's nothing else and there's no more meaning to life. And I was thinking about this concept and I was listening about it on the podcast. And I was thinking about how Plato, I did a video on him talking about the shadowy reality of life and how he mentioned that sometimes the things that we chase for in life, like money, status, fame, all these kind of things, standard stuff, it may be good, yeah, because it gives us something to pursue towards, or it gives us something to motivate ourselves towards, instead of being a lazy bum and not going anywhere and staying at the status quo. So it's a good thing. But once we make it our everything, that is when we start to realize we are chasing something that is a shadow of something higher or of a higher reality. And in the Bible, as I was thinking about it, there's also something called Arrival Fallacy, but it's termed differently, and it's termed idolatry. Okay, so what is idolatry? Idolatry is basically anything that does not grant you eternal satisfaction, or does not grant you eternal happiness, or grant you eternal joy after you obtain the optimum amount of it. So what does that mean? So that means, for example, like money. Once you earn, like, I don't know, $10,000 or $10 billion in the world, does that really truly give you eternal satisfaction? That's the litmus test, of whether something's idolatry or not. Does it give you eternal satisfaction, or this pursuit that you've been pursuing for so long, will it give you eventual eternal satisfaction? And the Bible terms this idolatry as this way, and how, God can only be the one that gives eternal satisfaction, and God can only be the one that gives eternal blessings. And if we are pursuing anything that is less than that, or anybody that's other than him, that's considered idolatry in biblical terms. And I was thinking about it and I was like wondering, wow, you know so many things, like, for me personally, I've like coveted or I've chased for and I wanted in my life: grades, projects, people, um, things, all these kind of very natural, I guess, instincts that I would crave for on a daily basis. Sometimes after I just thinking of the times that when I finally got that thing that I wanted, did it really give me happiness for a very long time, or did it give me happiness for just a very short time? And even though it gave me some sort of happiness or satisfaction, it often lasted only like maybe half a week, maybe 2 weeks at most. And even if it's a long satisfaction thing, like maybe something that I really like my guitar, it only gave me satisfaction for maybe about a year before it became something that is like, oh, I take for granted, and it's not eternal. So I really think that in my experience with all these kind of things, sometimes the only thing that can give you true satisfaction is really God. And why I think that way is because the way that he was he I feel that he was with me throughout. It sounds very abstract, but the way that I feel that God was with me throughout my time, or my circumstances, or my difficulties, or my hardships and happiness, really informs who I am and and is giving me eternal satisfaction and a better understanding of my life. And I think that is something that is so precious that money cannot buy. That nothing can fill this void. There's this really nice Christianese term called the God-shaped hole, or the God-shaped void inside our hearts. And I think that is what is driving it. There's a God-shaped hole inside your heart that maybe only God can fill. And that certainly was the case for me, but I don't know whether it's the case for you. And you know you can go explore and find out whether it's really the case for you. But that is something that I've discovered, and I just want to talk about Arrival Fallacy and Idolatry for a bit. So yeah, that's the end of this video, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon next time. Bye guys.